Good morning, everyone. It's that time again for the daily Bitcoin and cryptocurrency news. It is December 28th. Um, Today, I guess, is considered down day. For the most part, things are down, but they're not down that much. We're saying, between 5 to 10% drops. And it came out of nowhere pretty much yesterday night. Bitcoin has been hovering around 15, 16,000, and then all of a sudden yesterday it dropped about 1,000 points, and then it headed down even further to 13,000, and this morning it's come up a little bit. So the reason why, unlike the ones before, there's actually some news about this. So first, it came out that South Korea was thinking about banning some Bitcoin exchanges. That is like rumors right now, right? They're thinking about it. So, and then this also came out about how the government wants to stop anonymous accounts from the exchanges. I guess this scares some people. So I guess all the Korean accounts will have to go through verification now, which shouldn't be that big of a deal, right? And then there's more things about there's this guy that says, he's the governor of financial supervisory services. He thinks the Bitcoin bubble will burst. I read something else from someone else, another finance minister or somewhere, that says that, yeah, Bitcoin doesn't recover. It will result in a huge crash. So a lot of fun and bad news being spread around about Bitcoin. You know what? I don't buy it. I think this is just how it is in the Bitcoin world, right? As things are going up, people are going to badmouth it. Okay, but like I've been saying for a while, right? You guys always have to protect yourself. You have to assume, investing 101 is when you invest in something, you pretty much assume that it's a loss. And the reason why you do that is because you never want to invest in anything that will actually hurt you in your day-to-day life, right? So, for example, you know what? Every month you spend, let's say, $2,000, and that's what you need to live. And that includes your mortgage, your rent, your car payments, your cable internet bills, everything else. If you need $2,000 and you make $2,000, then that means you're dead even. You should not be investing. Okay, but if you make, say, $2,500 a month and you have 500 left over, that's where you can make a decision. Do you put that into a savings account or you invest it? And that's where, if you want to invest it, maybe you do 50% saving, 50% investing. So whatever that breakup is, that is of course up to you guys to decide. But my point of that is, when you invest, you always want to make sure that even if you lose at all, okay, it's not going to affect your day-to-day life. Because if, let's say, you need 2,000 to live, you borrow 2,000, you only make 2,000, and let's say you get greedy and you go borrow $2,000 just to invest in cryptocurrency because everyone is telling you how hot it is. You experience a downtrend or a big drop, and now you owe $2,000 on top of on top of whatever you make, which is you don't have enough, any leftovers. You're gonna be in serious problems, right? So you never want to invest anything that will affect you on a day-to-day basis. But even with that said, even if you have leftovers, right, you don't want to just blanketly invest in something you don't quite understand or have a strategy, because with any kind of investing you need to have a strategy. And I've been telling you guys in terms of how to take profits as things go up, how to set up your portfolio to maximize gains and reducing risks. So there's a lot at play, right? So my whole point of this is, even if what everyone else is saying is true, let's say the Bitcoin bubble is going to burst, or more exchanges go close, which will cause a crash, or this and that, right? So this is where you guys have to be disciplined and set that schedule for yourself. So I'm sure a lot of you guys have made a lot of money this year, right? Everyone wants to ride it out. Everyone wants to see how high things will go. Well, if there's some fear, you know what? There's nothing wrong. No one ever gets hurt taking profits. So if there's a lot of speculation about a bubble crash or whatever crash, take some off the table. I've been saying this, right? If you're up 1,000% or 500% or even 100%, right? Take some out. Take some out. Leave it in exchange if you don't want to withdraw it, right? Or you can withdraw completely. Have that money on hand so that even if it does crash, it's not going to affect you. So just my point is just play the market smart, okay? Of course, there's going to be a lot of manipulation, a lot of speculation, a lot of FUD that's thrown around all the time. So you don't want to just make drastic moves all the time. But just discipline yourself, get something going that protects yourself and allows you to invest wisely, okay? So that's the reason why Bitcoin has been going down a little bit since yesterday and today. We will see if it recovers. It has a little bit since yesterday, so that's the good thing. So where was I here? Okay. So let's refresh just to be sure. All right, so going down the list, there's a lot of reds, but like I said, they're small reds, mostly from like 5 to 10%, but there are some gainers today too. Ripple is one of them. Ripple is a great buy. A lot more people is asking me about Ripple. Ripple is this name is starting to be a lot more common, just like Ethereum. Most people have heard of Bitcoin, and then a few have heard of Ethereum, and then before it was Litecoin, which I feel like a lot of people still know the name. Now Ripple's getting up there. A lot more people is asking about Ripple. I think they're going to be a great hold for the long term. I think they're doing stuff in Asia that's really good. So I do think that they have a lot of potential, long-term potential. And I've been saying, they got up to 150s at one point. When it fell down to dollars, I've been saying get back in because it will hit 150 very soon, and we're there. And even once it hits 150, you know what? There's no reason why it can't go up to $2. It's not unreasonable at this point. I think Ripple is a great long-term buy. Looking at these, all down. EOS is not bad. It's hovering around 10. It was like as low as 7s yesterday. So 950 is actually pretty good. It's holding pretty well. Cardano is still holding very well. IOTA 350. That's probably really good entry point in my opinion. Anywhere between 3 and 350 is a good entry point. Quantum is up slightly. Good for it. It's still going back and forth between Quantum and Neo now. See, ever since I said that, right? Not that I had any direct effect on it, but ever since I started saying, you know what, I think Quantum is worth more than Neo at this point, and I think it should sit higher. And then like a week later it happened, and now it's happening a lot more often where you see Quantum above Neo. I think people are starting to realize that there's a lot of value in Quantum. It's not just Neo is the one blockchain from China. Quantum is also there. So going down, I mentioned BitConnect. Someone gave me a theory or a hint that it's because a lot of people's staked bitcoins are now available to be withdrawn, and they always put that back into Bitcoin. But that happens all the time, like throughout the year. So I don't believe that's the reason. There's something else going on with it. Icon, Tron, Icon. I like these two companies. Tron is Chinese. Icon is South Korean. Icon has been doing wild fluctuations between like mid 4s and 6, and it just keeps going up and down, up and down, up and down. Not sure the reason, but overall it's holding pretty well right around this mark. I do think Icon will go up much higher. I think it can get up to definitely the 3, 4, 5 billion mark for Icon. Tron also, it did rise up. I think a little bit too quick. It got up to almost 5 billion at one point, and now it's taking a breather, coming back down. I mean, people got to realize Tron shot up to 2+ billion extremely quick. Okay, so that's the reason why it's kind of lost its momentum. But overall, it's a great hold for 2018. There's no reason to think Tron can't double from here. Verge is still going down, still holding at 21, which is good. It's still above Ardor, to be honest. A lot of people ask me about Verge, and I said this a day or two ago. I think Verge, it's smart now to take your profits. I said that to take at least 50% of your profits because I think it's showing weakness now, and it has a right to, because of the fact that it's gone up 2,300% in like, I don't know, 3 weeks. Okay, there's gonna be profit taking, so it'll be interesting to see where it stabilizes at. It can stabilize right at 10 cents. I've seen it hit 10 cents a few times and bounce up from there. It could stabilize here. We just have to see where it goes. But I suggested when it was around 15, 16 mark to take at least half out, lock in those profits, and let the remaining ride, because Wraith is still not out yet. So maybe Wraith comes out and it's amazing and it pushes us back up. You don't know, but that's the reason why Verge is going down. Ardor's wallet is being frozen right now because of the Ignis snapshot, and I will show you how much Next fell. And I warned you guys, right? These Next will become worthless because all the effort is going to be put into Ardor. People are just trying to get their Ignis tokens, which is why Next has been going up so much. But Ardor has gone up a little bit. I do feel like a lot of that money, the people who got those Ignis tokens, right, they're not going to sell it right away. So I do feel like that is, sorry about that. I think that a lot of that money is going to flow into Ardor, and Ardor is a really promising Generation 3 coin. So I do feel like Ardor can hit 2 pretty soon and go up from there. I want to concentrate on ride blocks for a minute, and I don't think a lot of people understand ride blocks, and I've been saying this. If you guys have been watching me, I've been saying, oh, ride blocks is up 40%, ride blocks is up 30%, ride blocks have been up 50%, and I have no idea why, and I never pay attention to it because, quite frankly, it's only being traded on exchanges no one uses. So if you look at under markets, for those that don't know, if you go on any coin and CoinMarketCap, you click on markets tab, you'll see where it's being traded. No one uses BitGrail or Mercantoc or whatever that is, right? I've been on it. They don't look very appealing. I don't know if I trust it enough to invest in it because there might be some shady stuff that's happening. I don't know. But I started looking at ride blocks, and the project is awesome. Okay, a lot of people don't quite understand it. They know the gist of it, right? And the white paper is extremely technical, but that's a good thing. But basically, ride blocks is what people are deeming as Bitcoin 2.0. Okay, and it's a true competitor to say even IOTA, okay, and Ripple. So if you look at a number of transactions and let's step back. So if you look at scalability and fees, okay, right now we all know Bitcoin has a problem with scalability and high fees. So everyone else is trying to improve upon that. And if you look at Ethereum, it's not much faster, and the fees are lower, but still, the fees are not fee-less. So that's why something like IOTA has jumped up so much, not only because of the data marketplace, but if you look at what they're trying to build with the Tangle, it's basic feeless because you're doing proof of work to verify other transactions, and then also the blockchain gets, or it's not blockchain, the Tangle gets more and more efficient as more and more people are using it, because every one person sending a transaction verifies 2. So it's a system where you get more and more users, like millions of users on there. It can handle more and more transactions. So if you have 1 million users on there doing 1 million transactions at a time, that means it can handle 3 million transactions at a time. No, 2 million. So, but the point is, as you add, it can scale. So if you have 1 billion people on there, it can do over 1 billion transactions per second. So that's the reason why Tangle is, at least in theory, Sounds very promising. Ryblox is doing this architecture that's not Tangle, but similar, and they're claiming that right now they can handle 7,000 plus transactions per second, which is 4 times more efficient than Ripple, which claims to be at 1,500 per second, and that's like amazing. And that's only the start of it. So Ryblox is basically every wallet is its own blockchain. So every wallet is a blockchain. It talks to the main ledger. Every transaction that you make is a block. Okay, I don't know the advantages that is, but it is. Every transaction you make is a block. There's no mining. Everything is proof of work. I mean, it's proof of stake, but proof of work too. So it's proof of stake in terms of all the max supply of coins is already out. And what's interesting is, first of all, if you look at this number, this is really reasonable. 133 million. Okay, it's not in the billions. It's not like Cardano where it's tens of billions, or a lot of these other coins are in the billions. 133 million, really reasonable. And Ryblox didn't do an ICO. They didn't raise this whole bunch of funds. They actually distributed their coins through a faucet system. That's unheard of. I don't know how anyone does that. So they were just doing faucet system. I don't know what they wanted to do, but they did it that way. So it's everyone has equal shares, decentralized in terms of who has how many tokens and stuff like that. But anyways, yeah, because of their system, also every transaction you make, it does some kind of verification as proof of work. So it's proof of stake, proof of work. But anyways, it's feeless. There's no fees at all. Everything is instant because of how they do things. I don't quite understand how, I'm going to be honest, and it doesn't seem like really anyone knows, but something about being in memory, like things are already cached in memory and the other side is cached in memory, and something about that just makes it better and instant. So you send a payment, it's instant. You can do microtransactions, it's feeless, and the scalability is off the charts. It can handle 7,000 already, and it gets more efficient as people go on. So everything about Ryblox sounds awesome, and plus low circulation. They didn't do an ICO. They weren't greedy. It seems like everything for Ryblox is great, except a couple things. One is you look at the chart, okay, and this is crazy in terms of how fast they've gone. So back in November, December 1st, they were at 21 cents. Okay, they have gone from 21 cents to $11 in 1 month. Okay, so I was roughly doing a calculation, like almost 6,000% growth in 1 month. Okay, that doesn't happen. That shouldn't happen, but it did. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that it's on these two exchanges. I'm not even going to count Bitflip, okay, because the volume's so low. But I have a feeling there's something going on with these two exchanges. So this is holding me back from investing in it and suggesting it. And I'm sure a lot of you guys have looked at this over time and said the same thing. Ryblox seems to be an awesome product. Okay, I would venture it is a Generation 3 platform. I don't know how far along they actually are, but I have seen their wallet set up, so they are pretty far in terms of having a set wallet that you can already use. But the fact that they're on these exchanges, I don't know. I mean, that could be the reason why the price has gone up so much. If Ryblox opens up Binance or Bittrex, maybe this goes up even more. Maybe this doubles or triples from here. But we got to keep in mind it's already at 1.5 billion market cap. Can it go to 5-7 billion like IOTA? Yes, I can see that. But being on these exchanges, I wouldn't touch it. That's my opinion. If you guys want to take a risk, you are free to do so. But it's the first time I really kind of looked at Ryblox and never looked at it because of the markets it's on. But there has to be a reason why it keeps going up and up and up and up, right? Obviously, there's a pump, but there's a reason behind a pump or whatever set it off in the first place. yeah, so that's my take on Roblox. I really like it. I don't like where it's being traded on, so I would hold off. We'll see how far this goes. Maybe this goes even higher. All right, so moving on. Zcash definitely still low. Oh My's Go is still low. BitShares is coming down. BitShares is a decentralized exchange. People ask me about BitShares. I'm gonna have to look into it more. I know they have a decentralized exchange. I don't know if it's truly decentralized because a lot of people claim they have a decentralized exchange and they really don't. Because Waves also claim they do and they don't. Going down, some bigger losers here. Binance Coin, I mentioned them yesterday, going down. Dogecoin going down. Good. I would like to see Dogecoin at like 100 million if possible, but that's probably not gonna happen. Okay, so this is no surprise, right? Next fell 52%. I have a feeling this is gonna fall a lot more quickly. So if you're still holding on to Next at 66 cents, sell as much of it as possible, as fast as possible. This will fall much lower than that. VeChain is still up 500 million. Yeah. Bitcoin Dark. I don't know too much about them, but obviously something with Bitcoin. Basic Attention Coin, it's holding pretty well. Power Ledger. A lot of people is getting antsy about Power Ledger, asking me why is Power Ledger not going up? Why is it halted? You guys just gotta chill out, okay? Power Ledger has a very bright future in 2018. They've already gone up astronomically this year, okay? Ever since the ICO, which was at 9 cents, so we're talking about 1,000% right now, okay? I know that a lot of people got in much higher than that, but still, things come in waves, right? You just got to make sure you hold on to the right ones because the waves come to the right coins often. So I already said Power Ledger was going to hit $1, and it did, and it stayed above $1 for a while. Now it's showing some weakness because, quite frankly, the whole market is showing weakness. So it's not against Power Ledger by any means. Substratum, I told you guys this was my speculative plays. It's only gone up a little bit since my recommendation. I do think that this will be a big deal with net neutrality and just censorship around the world. It's hard to go up in a down market, but 110 is still pretty good. On Christmas I mentioned Navcoin as just like a bonus pick, a security play that's been around for a while that's pretty low. They've gone up a little bit. I think at that time it was like 310 or something, so it's gone up a little bit. KuCoin shares. I'm guessing KuCoin shares has something. It's kind of like Binance Coin. I think they're just kind of copying because their exchange. Blocknet. I mentioned Blocknet a few times, and one of my earlier picks for Insider. I really like them. I think I recommended them when they were like at $7 or $8. But to be fair, they've been hovering, like I said, up to 30, down to 18, 30, 18, blah, blah. They finally broke that cap, the ceiling recently. They've gone above 30s, now they're at 40s. Unfortunately, I looked it up. There's nothing right now explaining why it jumped up to 16%. But it could have to do with the fact that, their new decentralized exchange is coming out. Their decentralized exchange is a true decentralized exchange, okay? Those that are curious about it, definitely check it out. They already have, I think 30 or 40 coins that they can already utilize atomic swaps to do trading. Right now it's done through their wallet. Their UI is going to come out soon. It's a new UI. It's going to come out soon. It's going to be a game changer. I really like Blocknet. I'm curious to see if it can hold above 40s. If it can, then that'll be the new floor, and then it'll just go up from there. Because even at 200 million, I've always said Blocknet was very undervalued. Rise. Don't know about Rise. Alright, there's a few of them. A few ups. Alright. Also, wanted to show you guys. Lunyr. Lunyr had a big jump. Okay. I think some of it is me bringing awareness to it. I don't take credit for this pump by any means because I don't have that kind of sway or influence, but I think I did help bring some awareness to it. And also, the big reason why it jumped was it used to be on Bittrex, and a lot of people couldn't get on Bittrex because they have already shut down new signups. Lunyr opened up on Binance, which is the real reason why this jumped up, which is still good. You know what? I picked this as a play a few days ago. I recommended it at 14. Now it's jumped up to 21, so pretty good, pretty sizable increase. And overall, I still love Lunyr a lot. Look at this supply, 2.3 million. Come on, try to find another coin with a lower circulation supply or total supply. This is so low compared to anything else. Bitcoin is already low. This is almost 10 times smaller than Bitcoin in terms of total supply, and the market cap is still under 50 million. This can easily hit 100 million, 150 million, which would triple this, which would place it at 60 something dollars. And even then, I think it's not bad because Lunyr, unlike a pump coin that has no foundation, this does. I implore you guys to actually dig into Lunyr, look at what they have in place, and tell me that it's not an exciting product. And you can even sign up for the alpha if you wanted to, although the open beta is coming out in January. So it's one of those things that, yeah, it might be going up or pumped up, however you call it, but it has a lot of potential, and there's a reason why people should be looking at this and getting excited about it. All right. So that's pretty much all the coins I want to cover today. I want to talk to you guys about CryptosRUs, the main page. I talk about the Insider program a lot. Insider program obviously is it's geared for investment guidance, advice. Those people that want to take their trading to the next level. That's what Insider for. But I don't think a lot of people realize that I do have CryptosRUs.com, which is just a page that actually has a whole bunch of useful guides out there, right? Those that want to get into Bitcoin, a whole bunch of stuff in terms of how to buy it, what is it, Bitcoin wallets. Same thing about Ethereum and altcoins, how to buy those too, how to get into mining. And I added a new one called How to Buy, which is pretty cool, I guess. A lot of people consistently ask me, how do I buy this and that? Where do I go? I've been telling you guys you can go into the markets tab on CoinMarketCap. But in case you wanted to know more, I started this How to Buy section. I'll put it in the description, and I'll put it on some of these bigger coins that people are interested in. So I just put one for Ripple, IOTA, Cardano, Bitcoin Cash. I'll start adding more and more. And if you look into these, it's pretty comprehensive in terms of, since most of these you can't buy through fiat currency, this tells you how to, get some Bitcoin first, or if you have Bitcoin, then open an account on Binance and then buy it through Binance and so forth. So pretty comprehensive. Take a look if you guys are interested. But other than that, there's a lot of stuff on CryptosRUs. I just want to point out to you guys, because if you guys haven't been on here, there's a lot of cool stuff on here that'll help you get started with a lot of things. Like, for example, Bitcoin mining. If you want to do Bitcoin mining, buying Bitcoin with PayPal, which, to be upfront, you can't buy it directly with PayPal, so you got to do it through another service. Technical analysis, those that love charts. I have technical analysis, of different coins being put up all the time. Press releases of these new ICOs that's coming out. That's always on there. Feature articles, guides, and a lot of good stuff. So I just want you guys to be aware of that. Outside of that, I think that's it for today. Overall, a little down day, but again, with any down days, think of it as a buying opportunity, as a gift. But like I said at the beginning, okay, there's a lot of speculation, FUD, bubble talk and stuff like that. So, just always prepare yourself. Don't just think that it's a market that goes up forever, because as an investor, right, you always got to question it. Just like with the .com bubble or the housing bubble, when everyone tells you that you just go make money and you'll never go lose, that does sound like a bubble, right? And that's what cryptocurrency sounds like. Sounds like you can't lose with Bitcoin or investing in cryptos. That's not true, but that's what is being thrown out there, right? So if that's the case, then start preparing yourself. Take out profits earlier. Bank it. Actually, take it out. Go into the bank account. Just prepare yourself. So if one day there is a true bubble and Bitcoin falls down to $2,000 from $14,000, you're okay. You're already locked into profits. It doesn't really affect you. Okay, so just be smart about it. All right, that's it for today. Thanks for tuning in, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.